Welcome to Be Who They Come To, where healing meets humor and spirit meets story. Oriana and Kelly are two friends who've stumbled, laughed, cried, and somehow found their way back to source. This podcast is a space to share the messy, magical journey of recovery, healing, and rediscovering themselves, and ideally, helping you do the same, with plenty of laughter along the way, because sometimes the best medicine really is a mix of soul work and a good sense of humor. And now, be who they come to.
Good morning, Kel.
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going?
Living the dream.
So dramatic today. Air quotes.
Well,
I
after
love
the
it.
dream I had today, I hope I'm not living that one.
Seriously. True.
Yeah,
And I'm just
holy.
depressed as fuck today. This weather is like, it's brutal. It's brutal.
Oh,
The gym was a struggle. Getting dressed was a struggle. It's a toque day because zero fucks given about the hair. Do you
yeah,
like my
I hear
toque,
you.
by the way?
It's
You see what that
actually
is?
very cute.
Pretty funny,
I
eh?
like it. I
It's
like
pretty
it a
funny. I
lot.
saw it online. I'm like, I need to own that. Like, take my
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
Take my money.
Sometimes you just have to. You
I
just
bought a
have to
matching
do
one
it.
for Mac. He
That's
loves
friggin'
it.
cute.
And Wyatt wears this sometimes. He was like, Mom, can I wear the Yeti hat? I'm like, what Yeti hat? I'm like, oh, the Sasquatch hat.
Yeah, the Sam Squanch.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Oh, I like
I
your
just
mug.
swear. Oh, thank you. Yellow.
Yeah, mine's blue. Mine was a Grand Canyon mug. And
Mm.
then all the writing washed off. Bullshit. You pay like a fortune for like a
Oh, I know.
memento, and then it like shits the bed on you. It's probably not dishwasher safe, but I saw a meme the other day that said something about not dishwasher safe, but then it's like you go ahead and do the best you can in there.
That's
Laughed my ass
awesome.
off. Do the best you can.
I like buying yellow things. Liv loves yellow. My grandmother loved yellow.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and my brother sends me signs in yellow. So
Ooh, I like that.
yeah, when I
I
went to
like
that
that.
psychic medium after Jay died, she's like, he'll send you symbols in yellow. And
In
like
yellow.
shortly after that, there's like yellow butterfly. Anyway, it was just kind of creepy. But
Oh, I love it. I
yeah,
love it.
so
Oh,
it's
that's
it's
cute.
quite beautiful. Yeah.
Well, what's your quote today, Kel?
Oh geez. Okay. Let's see if I can read it.
Yeah, seriously. Don't
This
shit
is
the
where
bed on
I
this one.
always kind of sit the bed on quotes.
Mhm.
I'm not sure the author, but detachment is not the absence of love. It is the refusal to abandon yourself for it.
Yourself.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, that's a good
yeah,
one. It's
yeah. It's a
true.
goodie.
It's true.
Well, people tend to feel like they have to stop loving someone
Yeah,
to
like you've got to really
detach.
like shut down, and that's not the
Yeah,
case.
that's not the case.
It's
What's
not
your
the
quote?
case. Mine also, I'm gonna read it because I just pulled it up out of thin air right now. It's unknown, but
Mm-hmm.
it's decide what you want, then decide what you're willing to give up for it.
Mm. Oh, damn, yeah. And make sure
It's
you don't give
true,
up too
right?
much.
Well, and that's the thing, especially yourself,
Yes, I know.
right? You have a goal, and maybe that's personal, maybe that's within a relationship, maybe that's with
Hmm.
your kids, and it's how much of yourself are you willing to give or give
Hmm.
up,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it kind of correlates with my quote too.
Yeah, a
Don't
little bit.
abandon yourself.
That's right. That's right.
Just don't do it.
100%.
Yeah. So our podcast is on detachment today.
Aujourd'hui, yeah,
We.
yeah,
Yeah. And we're not talking about the just letting go. It's actually
yeah.
detaching, not
God
being
of Mel
part of.
Robbins, like let them, let them, let them.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a certain beauty about that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't let them until you're detached.
That's right. Yeah.
Because it drives you bananas, right?
Hmm.
Like, you just go
Yeah.
crazy letting them, you know?
Well, and I think that is the art of detachment. Like, let it go is kind of saying to
Yeah,
yourself, detach,
let it be.
you know,
Let
and
it be, like the song.
Well, that's why we cry in church.
Fucking every Sunday, I'm like, "Meh."
Mm.
Why this song? I love that we sing Beatles songs at church, but it's like
I
that
know,
one,
it's
it's
great.
like every time I choke up, every time.
Yeah. Well, it's usually the last song that they play at church, and you're like, oh God, please.
I know, it's like we had it was a good mass, like, why are you fucking this up now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the universe being like, let it be.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah, no, because and detachment is not like a cruel thing.
No.
It's you're not doing it to punish the other person.
No, it's self-love.
Hmm.
It's self-love, self-care. Yeah,
Hmm.
self-respect.
And I think detachment also comes from like, I don't know about you, but with me, after you've like exhausted everything, it's like an
Yes.
eviction notice out of your brain. It's
That's a good analogy, an eviction
like
notice. Yeah, yeah. Well, because
eviction
you
notice.
perseverate on
Yep.
yeah, you perseverate on things, right? And then you
Mm-hmm.
realize, like, this is fucking exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is tired. My brain is hurting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what all
Mm-hmm.
my last resort is just to let go. And that's,
Well,
like just
that's exactly
in
what it
my
is.
mind, detachment, like is like give it to God.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to God. Let go. Detach
Mm-hmm.
from the outcome. And I think that's where we get stuck is the outcome, right? You have a certain way you want things to be, whether that's because your anxiety's high and you just want to chill the fuck out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your anxiety keeps you going and it keeps you in this like grasping for more and grasping for control, which is an illusion
Mm-hmm.
too, right?
Well, I also think detachment is about boundary making too, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
because we were talking about last resort, but what is your last resort? Like, what is going to
Yep.
be the breaking point where you're like, I need to detach because
Yep.
I can't be part of this person's chaos. I require peace
Yes.
to like function.
100%.
And so really detachment is just creating like another boundary to be like,
Yep.
you're not renting space in my head the way you used to. You're not
The
in a 3 bedroom
100%.
condo. You're in a basement apartment in my head.
What?
Anyway, let's just roll with it.
A bachelor, a basement bachelor.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you don't get that much space anymore
Yeah,
because it's
downgrade.
just chaotic.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's true,
Hmm.
and it's choosing the peace,
Hmm.
right? Which, I think takes a minute. I think like you
Yeah.
said, you exhaust everything and you kinda get quiet, is what's happened with me anyway. You
Hmm.
get quiet and you start making decisions, and you're like, "I'm
Hmm.
stepping back now." I'm stuck because all you can
Yeah.
control is yourself, your behavior, how you
Yeah.
respond to things, right? You can't your reaction, your initial physiological reaction, you can't control, but it's what you do
Hmm.
with that a few seconds later where your mindset
Hmm.
goes, that's what you have control over, right?
Well, that's how, and whether this is wrong or right, and it's probably not completely right, but I know if I stop talking
Mhm.
about, things or issues that I may have or, just whatever,
Yep.
because, when I
Buddies up
stop
Shit's Creek.
talking, you know, uh, I feel because when I'm invested and I care, I'm still engaging.
That 100%.
I'm still like, hey, I was a little bit uncomfortable with that. Hey, and it's not that it's all bad stuff, but
Yeah.
when I stop talking, because I'm a Gemini,
Mm,
um, and that's
yeah.
usually like,
Same with
you know,
Leos. Same with Leos.
detaching is when I get quiet, that's not usually a good sign.
Well, and it's when that happens too, sometimes somebody will do it for a reaction, which
Hmm.
is the wrong way to go about it, right? Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
step back so that they come towards me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do it for you.
You have
Do it
to.
for you. And if the result is that there's a pull,
Hmm.
a dynamic where, you're pulling away, they're coming towards you,
Hmm.
then that's fine. Sometimes that's what it might take for somebody to come to the
Hmm.
realization of,
Hmm.
like, hey, wait a minute, like something's not right, something's different. They're not
Hmm.
behaving like they usually do. They're not coming at
Hmm.
me. They're not so willing and open and you know.
Hmm. Yeah, so what
Yeah.
is detachment really? It's not, detachment is not indifference. So there's a big difference
Nope.
between detachment and indifference. Indifference means just like,
Yeah, like I don't really care. I'm not bothered by it either way.
detachment is caring and loving, but still removing yourself, right? There's a
Yeah.
huge difference.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hmm.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
because really you know, because what happens is when you detach, you have to detach from like including yourself in somebody's emotional regulation, right?
Yep.
Like you have to, okay, I can't, because that's causing a whole lot of chaos.
Yeah, well, it's like it's my hand mnemonic that I do every day 5 times
Hmm.
a day, right? And it's the last one
Hmm.
is I am my own self. That is you,
Hmm.
this is me.
Right.
And you can't take on another person's bullshit, right?
Hmm.
And I always used to do that. I would
Hmm.
internalize, I would take it on, I would put it on my
Hmm.
shoulders, I would carry it. And it
Hmm.
gets freaking heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy,
Yeah. Well,
you
especially
know?
when there's no like change on the other person, like if there's
Yeah,
no, and sometimes when you're talking to people about how you feel, it's or something that you don't feel comfortable with, sometimes they don't have to change. They
not at
don't
all.
need to
Nope.
curb that behavior.
Nope.
They're grown adults
But
usually.
if they give a crap about what's happening within the
Mhm.
relationship, whether it's a friend, a parent, or whatever, I know with my dad, there's a dynamic too sometimes where if there's tension and something's said and whatever, I'll pull away. And he always used to just like almost cut ties. Like he would just he's
Mhm.
too stubborn, too old, too set in his
Mhm.
ways, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I would always go to him, well, it's he's older than you and it's a respectful thing to do. And then
Mhm.
for a while I was like, no.
Mhm.
No, no, no more. And then my stepmom would be like, Ariana, just talk to him and he's just setting it. No,
Mhm. Mhm.
nope. I'm pulling
Well,
back.
yeah,
That's it.
you have to detach because it's really
Mhm.
what I think detachment, and I'm learning this too myself, is withdrawing. Like your nervous system needs a flippin' break.
100%. When your cortisol
Even
levels are like through the
hmm
roof, your nervous
right.
is you our body holds everything. We can
Hmm.
cognitively understand something and we can tell ourselves we're detaching, I'm doing this for me, whatever, but your body's also talking to you all the time. And if you feel it in your arms and legs and
Hmm.
stomach and your shoulders because you're tense all the time, like you got to start
Hmm.
listening to your body too.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
because really, it's detachment is about choosing reality, not potential, right?
Yep.
It's being I'm dealing with this situation right now, not what it could have been, should have been, or
I think we fall in
and
love
all
with
that. You're
potential. We fall in love with potential, and
yeah,
that's a big problem.
or we stick it out. Whether
Yes.
it
Yep.
doesn't mean
Well,
necessarily,
if they just stop doing
intimate.
this, then it's going to be okay.
Mhm.
Stop
Well,
wishing.
detachment is not only with intimate relationships, it's friendships,
100%. Well,
it's
that's why I
work,
said my
it's
my dad too, right? And with friendship, if you have somebody who's abusing your kindness all
hmm
the time, right? Where they're coming to you, but they're never there for you when you need something,
hmm
right? And it's like,
hmm
okay, no, I see your behavior now. I'm going to accept it for what it is. There's a pattern,
hmm
and I need to withdraw. I need to
right.
save my energy, my self-respect.
Hmm.
I've gone through that with
Well,
friends. Yep.
yeah, and potential, it lets us live in, um, or potential lets us survive in inconsistency because if somebody is not who they are, or they just choose to do certain things that
Yep.
are inconsistent, like sometimes people won't change, and that is okay.
Yeah,
But
it
you
is.
have to be like, no, this is the reality and I need to act accordingly. And this is like really disrupting
Yeah.
my nervous system, who I am as a
Well, and it's
person.
too when you're living in a chaotic situation
Hmm.
and you dissociate to survive the
Hmm.
toxicity, for example,
Hmm.
um, it is a defense mechanism, right?
Hmm.
You're protecting yourself, and when you can kind of come out of that dissociation and realize that, hey, I'm really like checking out mentally here to get through this.
Yeah.
Like that's not
Yeah.
healthy, right? And again,
Well,
choosing yourself.
it's
Choosing yourself.
self-abandonment.
That's it. You got to choose
It's that
yourself.
that's
That
it's
other person is
self-abandonment.
clearly choosing themselves.
Of course.
That they
And
don't,
and
they're
that's
zero fucks,
or
right?
sometimes they're not choosing themselves and they're allowing certain behaviors or situations, to cause chaos in their life as well. They're
Yep.
just not coping with it and not
That's
dealing
right.
with it because some people are avoidant, right? Where they don't actually address it. They just pretend that it's not happening. And
That's
I
right.
think with both you and I and our personality, I can't do that.
No, I tackle things head on.
I try
I
to.
If I have a concern or an issue,
Hmm.
I'm coming at you with it. I'm coming to you because I need that resolution. I need that peace of
Hmm.
mind. And I'm learning too that maybe there is more opportune times
Hmm.
than others to maybe address something. However,
Yeah.
with me, my anxiety spikes. And
Hmm.
so I'm like, I need to get this out of my system. I need to talk about it. I need to um, expel this energy, right?
Hmm.
This
Well,
cortisol's
with
gotta go down.
detachment, it's also self-regulation
True.
because when you're detaching from a dysregulated situation or person, and
Mhm.
I can get caught up in that pretty quickly myself,
Mhm.
because of the codependent stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it's really just not owning, not owning it. You
Yeah.
know, you mm-mm,
Yep.
you can't.
True. True.
So I think yeah, because I suffer from anxiety as well.
Yep.
Um, and I look to the other person to regulate, and that's not fair on them, right? If they're dysregulated themselves, so it's being self-aware of I need to detach because this is causing me anxiety. This person is not clearly willing to listen or do anything about it.
Yep.
So what am I going to do? I have to not self-abandon and
Mhm.
self-regulate. But if
Yep.
you're if like let's say if you're in a partnership and you're always going there where you're like, no, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to carry it on my own because I can. And well,
You
then
shouldn't have to. You
what the
shouldn't have to
hell?
carry anything on your own,
Well,
you
you
know?
have your
There's
own.
there's the whole, sure, they can do it on their own,
Hmm.
but I'm not gonna make them,
Hmm.
I'm going to help. I'm going to Your partner's there to make your life easier, not harder. And you're
Yeah,
not there to
and
prove yourself and your independence all the time. And if you're going to
yeah.
be in your feminine, if you have a strong masculine man and their presence in your
Hmm.
life is solid and they're rooted in their integrity and their behavior,
Hmm.
they're not going to let you carry the load by yourself.
No, and I mean there's that in there, but there's also that independence in a relationship where
Of
you
course, yeah,
can't
you have to have that
put
too.
everything on the
No,
other person
no, you
because
can't.
that's not fair. And then
Yeah.
you get into like a really kind of codependent dynamic.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
um, but why does detachment feel so painful?
I think within a relationship, I know for me, I had a therapist long, long time ago draw these. So there's this in a relationship. You have This is
Hmm.
a fucking shitty gesture, but you get it. Two
Hmm.
circles, one on top of the other. And then you have two circles slightly intertwined, and then you have two circles like this. And
Hmm.
she said, which one, Oriana, do you think is, a proper relationship circle? And back then I said this one,
Hmm.
right? And I'm like, this one scares me,
Hmm.
right? The two circles. I'm like, this one scares me. I think too much um separateness, right?
Hmm.
And she's like, well, you're right, it is. So the healthy one is, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here with my
Yeah, like
um
the crescent moon.
100%. There you go.
Hmm.
Right. And so they're kind of overlapping each other a little bit.
Hmm.
And so it's a matter of maintaining your independence and your
Hmm.
individuality,
Hmm.
but also being involved in the relationship. But the pain can
Hmm.
come from the codependence, where, like you said, you're looking to that person to regulate.
Hmm.
And then there comes the whole, holy shit, I have to take responsibility for myself, right? I
Yep.
have to, what do you mean I have to figure this out on my own? I can't just go to
Hmm.
them, right? So
Hmm.
it's painful because you don't always know how to do, we're not taught how to do that.
Hmm.
I think it
Well,
was
I
Mel
think,
Robbins who said, if we could teach self-regulation, like in schools and to
mm,
children growing up and stuff, it would prevent a lot of things like addiction,
yep.
suicide,
Hmm.
violence, because if you can cope with your emotions that are coming up and you can identify them and you can put
Hmm.
it, and you can express them appropriately, you're not
Hmm.
going to have these crazy situations, right? Like it's,
Hmm.
you
Well,
know,
and I think detachment, it triggers anxiety.
hmm
And for
I know for me it
people
does. Yeah.
who have any type of anxious attachment or anxiety or or they feel, you know, that everything needs to kind of be controlled. Detachment it can cause a lot of and panic and anxiety and as opposed to relief.
Yeah, it
Because
can for sure.
maybe the average person, I don't know what the normal brain, don't know
Mine,
how that
the
works.
neurotypical, the seeing how we're
I
neurodivergent, the neurotypical mind.
and no disrespect, but I think they can kind of rationalize detachment and be like, yeah, this is not healthy for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to move over here, as
Yeah.
opposed to me going, yeah, this is not healthy for me, but I'm gonna white knuckle it because,
Yeah.
of all the shit
Yeah.
that I'm carrying with me. So,
Well, and it comes to emotional intelligence too, right? If you can
are you calling me stupid?
100%. It's exactly what I said. You're reading between the lines? Good.
I'm gonna have to detach from this moment.
It's a word of the day.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm sorry, but I'm just going to remove myself from this situation.
Let it
But
go.
100% I'm calling you stupid. Yeah. So, but
Okay,
no, if
perfect.
you can cognitively process something, but again, your
Hmm.
body's telling you something different,
Yeah.
right? And if you've come from an environment, if you were raised in an environment of chaos, you didn't learn how to self-regulate. You didn't learn the art of detachment.
Hmm.
You learned, if I'm a good girl,
Hmm.
I'm going to be
Hmm.
treated well. I'm going to be loved.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
you
you're
attach.
conditioned.
You attach.
Yeah.
So to detach from that as a child, you can't. You
Yeah.
don't know how. And so you grow into this adult who then also doesn't know how to detach
Hmm.
because you've become dependent on your caregiver, your parent, whatever, to self-regulate,
Hmm.
right?
Well, like you were saying though, detachment is not only emotional,
No.
it's neurological.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Cognitive.
it's yeah, it's in there. So
Yep.
it's when the wires are kind of crossed due to trauma or whatever it may be,
Yep.
it's not just
Yep.
something we make up in our heads.
No.
Especially if there's been a trauma
No.
bond, you know? Detachment is
Oh,
like,
trauma bonds are vicious. That's a whole other kettle of fish, right? That's
mm-hmm,
trauma bonds are it's an addiction.
mm-hmm.
Trauma bond is
And
100% an
detaching from that
addiction.
is essentially quitting a drug. Like
Absolutely.
it's
It's traumatic.
detaching from
It's
that. Yeah.
traumatic. Yep.
Yeah.
Trauma bonds are traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
And we can dip
Yeah.
into
No,
that one. That'll be a whole episode in and of itself as
that'll
trauma
be a
bonds.
couple
That's
episodes.
yeah, part one and part two. All right,
And
dude.
5 and 6 and 7.
Truly, truly
Mm-hmm.
falls in there with toxicity, right? Toxic relationships and
Mm-hmm.
the up and down, the intermittent reinforcement. It's a drug. It's gambling. It's that
Mm-hmm.
slot machine. Am I
Mm-hmm.
getting $5? Am I getting $20?
Yeah.
Did I just
No,
win 250 bucks?
mm-hmm.
Right?
No,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, relief equates connection, anxiety equates absence, and then hope equates survival. And that's how it kind of goes back, right? Because we
Okay.
want to connect for relief. The
Yeah.
absence causes anxiety.
Yep.
And then when you're kind of in survival mode, you're hoping that it gets better, like that potential, right?
Yes.
That's kind of it
The
in a
potential
nutshell.
again, the potential.
The hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love hope, but God damn it when it's misplaced.
Well, and that's if you're in a relationship where you have fallen in love with the potential, the hope is the last thing to go.
Yes, that's
It's
true.
the last, that's what you got to kill at the end,
Well,
especially
that's
in it.
hope is what's brought you through that whole relationship, right?
Absolutely.
Like it's been the component of that whole relationship was
Yeah.
hope. So yeah, that
Yeah.
would make sense why it'd
Well,
be
and
the
it's like with an employer, even for example, you have that hope that maybe you'll get a raise, or some kind of promotion, right? And you're hoping,
Mhm,
you're hoping, you're hoping in your behavior, and it's you're not seen, you're not valued, you're not
mhm, mhm,
validated, right?
mhm,
And you
mhm,
have to detach and just hope that again. Well, there's the hope. Detach and pray. Praying's the same thing
mhm.
as hope, actually. Um, but just
Kind
to
of, yeah.
let your behavior speak for itself, right? Let your work speak for itself, and you'll either
Well,
be validated or not.
you got to detoxify your nervous system and detachment
Yeah.
because you know inconsistency creates obsession, not love. So sometimes you're staying in a situation because you're hyper fixated. You're like, oh, I love this person, or I love my job, or oh, I love this, when really it's just kind of becomes like this OCD kind of hyper vigilant type of case scenario.
All right.
Yeah, it can be a little bit scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. When you're in enmeshed and
Mhm,
100% focused on somebody else and not yourself,
mhm,
yeah, you
yeah.
lose control,
And
right?
codependence and other attachment styles, they have a really, I think that, well, I know I struggle with it.
Even avoidant attachment style, though,
Hmm.
they are in a sense codependent as well because
Hmm.
they get overwhelmed and
Hmm.
feel like they're being um, taken over by an emotion
Hmm.
by the other person. And so
Hmm.
they remove themselves, they detach, they'll run away, they'll whatever that looks like. And that's self regulation for them. And that's not
Hmm.
healthy. That's not
No.
healthy either, right? Because they're looking to you to leave them the fuck alone
Hmm.
so that they can self regulate.
Right.
It's the opposite of a codependent, right? We turn
Hmm.
to them, they turn away from us, and
Hmm.
then once they're self-regulated, they come back into the picture.
Hmm.
Don't work
Hmm.
that way, dear.
Hmm.
You know, not on my
Well,
watch anyway.
and I think where we have to really concentrate is also detachment is not abandoning that other person or that other situation.
No,
And I think
no.
people who carry abandonment issues always think, well, if I detach, then I'm not loving them, I'm not caring about them. But really, what it is, it's removing yourself out of the chaos
Yeah.
because everything that you feel can still be there. It's just you
Hmm.
have to remove yourself so you're not getting all kind of discombobulated.
Is that even a real word?
Discombobulated?
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. Probably. I
probably.
mean, yeah, it just sounded good. So I'm gonna
I
roll
use
with
it.
it.
I use it. Discombobulated. I'm gonna look this up now.
So, um, detachment versus dissociation. Well, we were just talking about how somebody may remove themselves because they're avoidant or whatever, but
Well, dissociation
um,
happens in toxic relationships too. To
well,
get
it's checking
through,
out.
yeah.
It's numbing,
If
it's
there's
checking out.
especially if there's abuse.
Hmm.
If there's abuse, you dissociate to get through it,
Hmm.
right? And there's a big difference between detaching yourself from an abusive moment, fight, whatever,
Hmm.
and dissociating. Dissociating, you're checking out mentally, like you are not present
But
mentally.
you're
You're
not
gone.
aware of what you're kind of leaving,
Exactly.
right?
And
It's
that's why
not
you don't even have
self-aware.
memory of it sometimes. You're
Hmm.
like, I
Yeah.
don't remember that fight. I don't remember feeling that
Hmm.
way. I don't remember saying that because you were Gandhi, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, and detachment is still grieving, still missing that person.
absolutely.
Um, or that situation, but you're still feeling it. You're still present.
Yeah.
You're still emotionally kind of connected to it, but from afar when dissociation is like, oh, what is that? What are you talking about? I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
I think
And it,
detachment too is probably one of the most difficult things you can do in a relationship
hmm
because it's you're
hmm
put in a position where that's your last option. You've
hmm
tried everything else and it's
yeah,
your last option and it's not one that you want to exercise.
no,
When
no,
you are committed and invested
hmm
and your goal is to improve a connection and
hmm
a relationship,
hmm
and you're like your only option, your only recourse is to step back. Like that's
hmm
freaking hard. That's hard
yeah,
to tell yourself. And unless you have the tools, unless you've been in therapy or,
hmm
done a lot of reading and stuff, like I read a
hmm
lot of like research studies and papers and stuff, and you can't just give yourself the tools. Like
hmm
you can think, okay, well, this is what I need to do, but you have to have somebody kind of coach you through that and walk you through that
hmm
sometimes, right?
yeah, yeah,
Chad GTP, God bless.
yeah, yeah, no, hello.
I
Detachment, well, and
love your Chat GTP.
I know Lyric is like the best.
Oh yeah, you named yours Lyric, mine's Echo.
Yeah, detachment also too, it doesn't erase the love or the care or whatever emotional like attachment that you have. It just allows you to kind of put yourself first and not let how you feel about that person or that situation just like overtake, like
Yep.
hijack your nervous system, right? So
Oh,
learning to be
hijacking is a
like,
good word.
it's a good one.
Hijacking is
Yeah.
a really good word. Yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah, especially those who struggle with anxiety,
hmm
um, that's your nervous system, your body just kind of going into overdrive.
hmm
Um, and it's hard to talk yourself off the ledge.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
and yeah, and I think in detachment too, there's letting go, but there's also like a deep sense of grief that you kind of go
Yep.
through while you're still in the situation or in the relationship or,
Yep.
that kind of thing, And I think as parents, like too, like empty nesting kind of is a form of detachment, right?
Oh yeah, because you've got to let go.
hmm
You've got to let go.
Yeah, you
And there's a
gotta,
grief there, like in
oh
real
God, yeah.
estate, for example, when I'm dealing with, retired people who are selling their 4-bedroom house and moving into a 2-bedroom condo because the
hmm
kids have gone away to school or they're married now and, they don't need that much space. There's a lot of grief there.
hmm
You have to walk people through some sadness, and tell them like
hmm
things are going to be better. This is a good
hmm
decision, right? This is a good step forward. And then sometimes they end up changing their mind. You work with people and I show them 10, 20 condos and they're like, well, we're going to stay in the house because, well, the
Yeah,
kids need somewhere to keep their stuff.
yeah, yeah. Well, so that
Great.
there's
You're
all
a
sorts of
storage facility
forms.
now. Thanks, Diamond. Like,
So
yeah.
how do you think there's ways that you can detach and what do you think that looks like in real life? When you've made a decision to be like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna walk away or not walk away, but I'm gonna detach myself from the situation. Like, um,
I
what
think
are some of the
sometimes it's
things?
going through the actions before the feelings are there too. Like,
Mhm.
so maybe
Oh
that
God, yeah.
means going to the gym more often
hmm
or getting back to the gym when you've let it go. Um,
hmm
Turning more to your friends to have those conversations that you wish you could have with your partner, or
hmm
with work, turning to a colleague instead of seeking attention from your boss. Right?
hmm
It's flipping your mindset. Number one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then number
exactly.
two, your actions need to follow. And then I think
hmm
then maybe the feelings are supposed to follow that. I think the
hmm
feelings are the last thing to come.
Do you think detachment is when somebody feels that they've lost someone?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of
Like
like I've
is it
tried to
compared
pull
to it?
this person. Yeah, do you think like I've
I
tried
think so.
everything with this person and it's almost like maybe you're trying to win them back or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I was, wondering about that. Like
I
it's
think I think a lot of romantic relationships, couples and stuff who maybe go to marital counseling or couples therapy.
Mm,
Um, I think there's one partner who has detached, but
right.
they're still willing
Mm-hmm.
to participate in the healing
Mm-hmm.
of the relationship, right? They still want
Mm-hmm.
to make that effort because they've
Mm-hmm.
detached too much,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you have
Right.
one partner like, let's go to marital counseling, let's go to couples therapy because, we don't agree on this or we can't see eye to eye. And,
Mm-hmm.
um, like I know myself, I went through a lot of marital counseling and
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't reattach. I had
Mm-hmm.
detached and I was so far gone. I
Mm-hmm.
had good intentions with going to therapy and
Mm-hmm.
counseling, but um, it wasn't there anymore. It just wasn't
Mm-hmm.
there anymore. It was years in the making, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when your partner doesn't see that you've detached
Mm-hmm.
and they just go about their business because they're selfish as fuck, um, it's hard to recover from that,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
So yeah,
I could
there's
see that.
sadness, there's grief, there's a feeling of loss.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think detachment too, because we always want to go through like situations where, you want to be content or,
Hmm.
oh, it's not that bad or, oh, they're not, but like you were saying though, sometimes it's not about the other person and
Hmm.
detaching from their chaos.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just being like, oh, this doesn't align with me anymore, right?
That's right. Yep.
So
My values,
detachment
my
sometimes
morals, my
is
whatever. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes detachment is not necessarily about the other person, it's actually about yourself.
Hmm. Hmm.
Interesting.
Absolutely. When your relationship with whomever, um, like you said, doesn't align, you're not parallel with each other
Hmm.
anymore. Um, working towards the same things. There's a fork in the road, and you make a
Hmm.
choice. Do I
Yeah.
continue this way and continue to hurt myself, or do I pivot and think
Well,
of
people
myself
grow
first?
too. And sometimes people grow, like you said, there's a fork in
Apart.
the road and
That's
that
right.
happens.
All the
That
time.
really just truly happens and
All the time.
it's
And that's not
it's
intentional detachment. That's just like one person continue it's like when one person goes to therapy and the other person refuses.
hmm
What's
right.
going to happen? Any therapist will tell you 90% of the time that relationship is done.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's done. You have
There's
one person committed to growing and bettering themselves and learning different coping tools and strategies to kind of approach the relationship in a different way. And then you have the
hmm
other party who's just wanting to remain ignorant and eat cheeseburgers and down some chips over a baseball game, right? Like
hmm
it doesn't work.
but maybe that's that's their coping strategy
Or
too,
lack
right?
of.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that
Yeah.
happens too. Like
All the
some
time.
people, instead of, if you have one partner that's dissociating and you have one partner that's detaching, that's
Yep.
kind of what that sounds like. Somebody's numbing
Absolutely.
themselves out and not addressing the issues, and the other
And you can
one's
have
detaching.
Yeah, and you can have a partner who wants to down a bag of chips and watch the baseball game with you, and then you're two peas in a pod, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So obviously I'm referring to my own previous
Hmm.
relationship, my marriage, but um
Hmm.
it didn't align anymore. We just
Hmm.
weren't a thing, but then too when you have a partner that's just like you and you do everything the same and together,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then one partner all of a sudden diverts and is like, well, no, I need my space, I need this and that, and you're kind of
Hmm.
left like, um that
Yeah.
wasn't the rules we had, quote unquote rules, like that wasn't the way,
Hmm.
the dynamic we had between us,
Hmm.
and then yes, you're forced to detach because that person has changed the way that the relationship functions,
Well,
the
they're detaching from the relationship.
for whatever reason. And
Hmm.
when you
Yeah.
can't figure it out and you've tried everything you can, you know
There's a cute little kind of analogy here, and you know me and analogies. I love a good
oh,
analogy.
you're so good at them too.
Yeah, this one's not mine though.
Oh, dang it.
Uh, Detachment is when you stop auditioning for somebody who already decided not to show up.
Yeah, to not cast you in the role. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's interesting in a relationship when there's all sorts of chaos. I think people are performing
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
instead of talking about like the real kind of issues. People are
Yep.
just performing. It's like
Yep.
a performance.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I know a few
And
people like that.
it's not real.
No, it's not. It's not reality.
So no,
They're on another
no.
planet.
Well, and that's it. You
Yeah.
know, and sometimes we're on another
Yeah. Yeah. When
what?
I dissociate and I'm like
Mm-hmm.
checked out and in La La Land, it's sometimes it's great over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's great over there. I don't
Yeah,
want to come back
it's
to reality and bills and, like disciplining the kids and,
mhm.
like
Yeah,
I'd
it's
like to
like a
be
little
in,
mental vacay,
yeah,
which is okay for like, a day or two or whatever, but
yeah.
uh numbing out like that really accomplishes nothing. And the
No.
problem is still there. Like at
Yeah.
least with detachment, you're dealing with the actual situation.
Yeah.
Dissociation is you're just pretending it's not there
That's right. But
and
it's too,
numbing
there's
out.
that whole saying to live a life that you don't need a vacation from.
Hmm. True.
I'm
Very,
always gonna need
very
a
true.
vacation though. I don't know.
Hmm.
Like as great as my life is gonna be,
Hmm.
it's I'll always need it just because I
Well, it's
want to
yeah,
travel
it's
and have that
change.
itch, right?
Hmm.
Itchy boots. Yeah.
Hmm.
There's this vlogger that I follow, and she rides an adventure bike in all kinds of different
Hmm.
countries, and she takes her bike with her, and the adventures that she has are just wild, like the information that she's able to provide you about the people and the country and what she learns and the culture. It's wild, and it's something like I
Hmm.
truly admire. And there's like I follow a lot of van life people and stuff too, like
Hmm.
the ability to just pick up and go and take your life with you,
Agree.
like
Hmm.
like you know what I mean, like you just have everything contained in this one vehicle and you can just
Hmm.
take your life with you, and yeah, you leave people behind, but it's a vacation and your life all in one. It's a marriage of the two,
Hmm.
right? It's really cool.
Yeah, no, that whole concept is very cool. I
100%. If I didn't have kids, that's where I'd be,
Yeah.
a
Well, I
vagabond on
had,
the road.
3 years of a kind of a van life, and that was like I could have done that into my retirement because yeah, it's a little time capsule
Yeah,
that
yeah,
moves you from different experiences
yeah,
and it's actually, you know, it's a lot of fun. But
yeah.
now I've come to the thing I'm not gonna RV, I'm just gonna buy a yurt and
Buy a
live in a
yurt,
yurt.
live in a yurt. I'll help you reno
Yeah,
your yurt.
yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
So
I want a
yeah,
container home.
those are so cool, but
I want a
so
container home.
many
I want a little piece of
rules.
land and I want a container
Hmm.
home. I want one here and I want one in Nicaragua.
Yeah, just don't get the containers in Canada because they don't regulate them. Just
You know
saying.
what though? You can buy a container for like 2,500 bucks.
Hmm.
It's not going to be in great shape and it's going to need some work, but
Yeah,
the
because I looked into that and they said that because I thought about all sorts of alternative living situations.
mhm,
And you'd have to buy your containers in the US because they have to declare in the US, I think. Um, if that shipping container
had
has
toxic contents.
yeah.
Yep,
In
exactly.
Canada, I don't think they do that. So I was like, I'm good.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
I was supposed to work for a container home builder.
Hmm.
Um, and unfortunately, that relationship didn't work out because he didn't, run his business properly too. But I also worked for a
Hmm.
tiny home builder,
Hmm.
and that was really cool. Both concepts, very very cool,
Yeah, no,
very very cool.
alternative
Minimalist,
housing is, yep.
minimalist lifestyle, essentially, right? Why the huge home?
Hmm.
Why the huge
Some people
home?
like it, like my yurt's gonna have to be like really big because I'm not parting from my books.
Are you gonna have like a loft style yurt where
I
you have
think
like the
so.
little
Yeah,
swirly staircase and up to like the second level where the
yeah,
bedroom sits type thing? Yeah, those are pretty
yeah,
cool.
that's kind of, but yeah, I have to bring my books, so it has to be like a big yurt.
Your
Or
library.
maybe I can make a shed in the back.
A library, a
My
bookshed.
little My little
A book
vibration.
shed. There was this comedian I was watching, and he talks about how, somebody was asking him, like, well, what did you do before Google? He's like,
Hmm.
well, there was this house where books lived. And if you didn't know the answer, most people just knew the answer. And if you didn't know
Hmm.
the answer, you looked for somebody who knew the answer. And if they didn't have the answer, then you went to this house of books.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
I
And you
know.
have, remember
Or did your
library cards and
parents,
like
oh
signing
God,
out. Oh, I loved it.
or
I
looking
loved
up
it.
the catalog to find the book and then to find the book wasn't there and you'd be like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit, where is it?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you were
I loved
really
it.
lucky, you had parents that had the Britannica.
Yeah.
I think
The whole
every
set.
kid in the 80s and 90s had
Britannica
the
Encyclopedia.
Britannica.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, and then when my parents didn't want it anymore, they gave it to me, and I was like, "What am I gonna do with these? What am I gonna do with
My
these?"
dad still has.
Really? Oh, just in case he needs to look something up, eh?
Yeah, I
They're
did
probably
just.
so outdated, like, they're so, you
Oh,
know
yeah, for sure.
like,
But
we have, like,
he
now, like,
still
there's the
has them.
dictionary, and then there's the Urban Dictionary too, right?
Oh
So,
yeah,
like, there's
that
a
one's messed
whole
up.
other, shit pile of words and terms and stuff
Hmm.
people use now. Those are so outdated.
I
When it
know.
comes to, like,
But
if
the
you're looking up a country, for example, the population, and
oh
all that
God,
stuff,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
longer relevant.
that's so back on so the grief that nobody talks about
Mm,
when you're detaching. Um
yeah,
the future you imagined, the version of them you loved,
yeah.
the version of yourself who is no longer there.
It's true
You know, you're
because
not
you
that
have to
person in that.
change.
Hmm.
You have to change the way that you've, um, participated in the relationship.
Well, and it's who you are in the relationship, like meaning like, when you have this partner, you kind of adapt, right?
Yeah,
Like if you go bowling on Thursdays or whatever, like you do change.
that's
Things
right.
in your life change,
That's right.
which can
Yeah,
be very like I know in my last relationship, there's some music events I couldn't go to anymore because I had to detach.
yeah.
And that community actually was harder than the
To leave
detachment
than your partner. Yeah,
than the relationship because
yeah,
there was like that profound grief.
yeah,
And I mean, I still talk to them and they're great and stuff like that, but it's just not the same. So it's that grief of detachment. It's just like,
yeah.
it can be very profound.
Oh, absolutely. Traumatic.
Yeah.
Traumatic.
Yeah.
There's shit that just stays with you sometimes and changes you
Hmm.
as a person.
Hmm.
There's certain things that I've been through too that have just fundamentally changed me as a human being
Hmm. Yeah.
at
Well.
the soul level, at the
Hmm.
soul level, not just like, hey, I'm different now. No, like royally fucked and you have to rebuild yourself because
Hmm.
you've had to detach forcefully, and on a soul
Hmm.
level.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, detachment, I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
that,
hard. It's
there,
hard.
there's because there's still that love and that care or that
Yep.
investment
Yep.
there. And
Yep.
it can take a minute to, kind of, for your feelings to catch up with what you need to do.
That's right.
You can't just shut your feelings off like that. It doesn't happen that
Unless you're a narcissist.
way.
Narcs just shut them off like they're nothing.
I don't, well, they don't legitimately feel anything
True.
real anyway.
True.
Yeah. So,
True.
because, yeah, detachment is not about the absence of love.
No.
Like
No,
when
I
I
think
brought it up in
it's
the
the
quote.
presence of love, actually.
Hmm. Hmm.
You love your person or whatever, and but you have to love yourself more.
Well, I think it's about self-respect.
And yep. Yep. When it comes down to it. When it comes
It's
down to it, yeah.
respecting your peace, your boundaries, your values, your morals,
Yep.
And sometimes it also could just be like, this has served its purpose. this journey has ended for whatever reason.
Yeah, that contract, that soul contract.
Mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
know, it's just kind of Kaputski.
Yeah.
If you're not learning or getting something
You're not
that's
benefiting from it anymore.
yeah, and not that you're in relationships to solely benefit, but it's if it's
Oh,
causing more pain than good,
yeah.
then you probably should start detaching
Yeah. Yep.
because if you don't detach from an unhealthy situation, it doesn't get better.
No. No. You're beating your head against a wall at some
Hmm.
point, right? Yep.
Yeah, no, exactly, and then that's where it can it just it's like Groundhog Day then. Wake
Yep.
up, do the same thing, and
Yep.
then it starts to take
Well,
a
that's the
toll on you.
definition of insanity is doing the same
Hmm.
thing expecting a different result.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
And then what, you're surprised, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah,
You're
I know.
surprised that for the 100th time, you're asking to talk about something or for them to not do something and you're expecting them all of a sudden
Hmm.
change?
Hmm.
No, ma'am.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah,
ma'am.
and it doesn't make detaching like when you're detaching from another person, it doesn't make them a bad person
No,
all the time. It just
no,
means you're different,
that's right.
you know? It's just you're different people with different goals and different expectations.
Yep, yep,
So it's not that we're, you know, beating up the people that we have to detach from because they have their own reasons too, right or wrong.
true.
Detachment is not about right or wrong, it's about creating peace. Because
Yep,
if it's about
absolutely.
right or wrong, then you're in a competition that you're going to lose.
Yeah,
You
well, as
know,
soon as you
it's,
start competing, it's you're losing. 'Cause
yep.
it should be a win-win. It shouldn't
Hmm.
be a I lose, you win, I was right, you were wrong. There needs
Hmm.
to be that, like we've talked about before.
Hmm.
Party A, party B relationship is party C. Both people need to
Hmm.
be pouring into that
Hmm.
cup,
Yep.
right? And you need to be protecting the relationship.
Yep.
And when you have one person who starts to solely look out for themselves and neglects the relationship, that's where
Hmm.
you start to develop problems, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, lack of communication too, I think, is a biggie.
Yep.
That
Absolutely.
can really cause a real rift in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it takes a lot of balls though for somebody to be like, "You know what? I'm going through some stuff and I find myself drifting away. I find us, not connecting as much as
Hmm.
we used to or whatever." Like you seldomly see relationships that can communicate that way, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Or you have communicated that and you've communicated it several times and it's not received, right?
Hmm.
There's like, I'm an excellent communicator, but if somebody isn't a good listener or doesn't
Hmm.
receive the information well or it doesn't compute the way you're
Hmm.
thinking you come across, the understanding of it,
Hmm.
you're you're two negative ends of a battery, right?
Hmm. Yeah, and sometimes the person it's just they just don't have the capacity to see your point of view.
That's right.
And it could be out of ignorance and not meaning rudely, but it's just they're not equipped.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can sit
Exactly.
here and show them, you know, A, B, C, and they're just like, oh, it goes A, B, C. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
and it's not that they're, not smart or anything. It just they don't have the bandwidth, maybe.
But I think that's why it's important to remain teachable in a relationship,
Absolutely.
right? To
Yeah.
remain teachable, always have that white belt mentality because you
Hmm.
don't know it all. You just
No,
fucking don't. You don't.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry. But
no.
I know the older I get, the less I know.
Hmm.
There's so much to learn in this world about
Yep.
people and yourself. And, like I always try to remain open to constructive criticism,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I think that can play a huge role and that can really benefit, a relationship.
Hmm.
If both
Absolutely.
parties are that way and both parties are willing to learn about each other, learn about themselves, grow together,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, no, that's 100%. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know what? Oh, that was a beautiful conversation yet again.
As always. As
Yeah.
always. Yeah. So we actually, we have to confess, we recorded an episode the other day and we hit the stop recording button. We were like, I was mortified. I'm like, no. No.
Hmm.
I said some things I shouldn't have said. I didn't want to go there. And I called myself
Hmm.
out. I'm like, Kel, we can't air that one. We
Hmm.
can't do it.
Yeah.
So this is that's why there was a little bit of space between episodes, friends.
Hmm.
That's why
Yeah.
that was
But
there.
but
So
we're back and we're
yep,
tackling new subjects
that's
and
right.
I'm really hoping did you have another quote?
I don't, but actually, well, I do. I can come up with one real quick.
I have one. Fight
Okay,
the
what is it?
childhood monsters, then live the life they never thought you had the power to.
Live the childhood monsters, then live the life you never thought you had the
Sorry,
power to
fight. Fight.
fight.
Yeah. Fight
Okay,
the childhood monsters, then live like
right. Well, it's shadow
what's gonna
work,
happen? Hmm.
right? Carl Jung, shadow work is what it comes
Yeah.
down to. You gotta deal with your shit.
Hmm.
Or you're taking that garbage bag with you everywhere you go, right? You
Right.
talk about how you enter a relationship and people all want to unpack their suitcases together. If you've got a
Hmm.
garbage bag with you,
Hmm.
in addition to your suitcase, you know, you gotta deal with that. You gotta fight those.
Mine's the hidden things in the suitcase. That's I'm like, I packed that. I haven't worn that shit in years. That's what I do.
I love it. I love it.
It's like,
I
oh
guess so.
fuck, I still had that. So go ahead. Oh,
No, just my closing quote, I guess, can be goal without a plan is just a wish. Antoine
mm,
de Saint-Exupéry.
okay.
So I feel like I know that name, but I forget what he's all about.
I have a cousin
Antoine.
named Antoine, but that's
Yeah. No, it's not him, Kel. Definitely.
no, no.
I mean, he may
It's
have a famous quote. Who knows?
not the last name is not that fancy.
Yeah, but yeah, a goal without a wish is just a plan,
Hmm.
You've got to take steps towards that goal and act on it.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you're just
If you
wishing,
can,
hoping, wishing.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can, yeah. Don't get stuck in that too long.
That's it.
So,
That's it.
I think we're gonna record over the holidays. Not sure when that's gonna air though. Not,
Yeah.
we still have to, but I wanted to wish everybody a very, very, very Merry Christmas and a happy, safe New Year.
Yes.
Um, yeah, please subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And in Polish, Wesołych Świąt. And enjoy your Christmas Eve too, because I know as Polish people, we Christmas Eve's the big thing for us, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
We still do turkey and stuff the next day, but
Hmm.
Christmas Eve's the bigger celebration, gifts and everything. As soon as you see that first star, that's when you can start to open gifts.
No, that's
So,
beautiful.
as
Well,
kids, yeah,
I'm having the kids and the boyfriend over for Christmas Eve.
nice. Do you
And
do like where you let them open one present?
yeah, they always sucker me into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cute. It's
And
cute.
then, we'll have to make plans for Christmas Day
For
possibly.
us too, like I created this tradition where in my house on Christmas Eve, everyone has to wear a onesie pajama.
Yeah. That see, that's cute. I remember when you buy them their Christmas pajamas and they'd all sit there and you
My
take
boys have
pictures.
adult sizes now. It's too bad you're not going to pull that hole. It doesn't fit me anymore. Happy to buy you a new one.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
doing the onesies and we're playing games.
Yeah.
You're
That's
doing this for your
perfect.
mother. You're doing this
Mhm.
for your mother.
And
So,
again, I wanted to give a shout out to the people that are watching us,
yeah.
commenting.
Yeah.
Um,
Mostly men, oddly enough.
yeah, yeah,
Mostly men we're hearing from. So it's very
yeah.
interesting. Well, two blondes, you
Well,
know,
that's what John said, but
foxy, foxy
let's
ladies.
let's ladies, reach out,
I know, right?
give us some uh
And if
anything.
there's a topic y'all want to hear
Hmm.
about and you want to hear us chat about it, let us
Yeah.
know. Or if you're interested in being on an episode,
Hmm.
that would be
Yeah,
cool
because
too.
we're getting some really positive feedback and some of the um, comments and stuff like that are kind of helping shape form where we
Yeah,
navigate with this podcast, because it's really,
absolutely.
we're doing it for O and I, but we're
Yeah.
also doing it to like create a community
Yep, absolutely.
for people. So like
Yeah.
don't be shy.
Yeah, and don't forget to like, subscribe,
Hmm.
share,
Hmm.
and stay tuned for more.
All right. Happy holidays, guys.
Happy
Thank you
holidays.
for
Merry
your
Christmas.
time.
Peace
Bye.
out, friends.